Yo, what's going on, Dragon Ballers? Welcome back to another deck profile from PPG Halloween. I am here with Jonathan, who got second place at the event with Soul Striker. Jonathan, how's it going, man?
It's going great.
Very good. Okay, first of all, what made you want to play Soul Striker at this event?
Well, I've been playing since pretty much the beginning of the game, and I really back in set 2. I did really well with this leader and like major, so I just enjoy the leader overall. So it gets you that grindy feel, like I guess, and you can really abuse your energy. So
yeah, I definitely agree with that. I mean, I played Soul Striker a lot too back in set 2, and this leader, I mean, it's obviously a retrained version of Soul Striker, right? So it feels very reminiscent of that, and it feels really strong in a format like this where you can just like abuse extra energy. It does feel quite good. So I know you wanted to run us through your matchups, so why don't you go ahead and tell us what your matchups were throughout the day?
right. So I actually did. I got lucky in the first round, and I got a bye on that. So
Very nice. Always a good start.
right, and then on my second round 2, so I played against Red Broly. So on that, my opponent, he did whiff on his first Vampa, so that was rough on him.
Yeah, it's always a chance with Vampa there.
The other thing about that matchup is, so well, yes, he can put a lot of pressure and early, but yeah, by whiffing that Vampa, and also he kind of messed up on his sequencing because I got to Samasu super combo his leader, so that also really hurt his early game. I was able to on that match, so when I got to turn 3, I played my Gogeta Unison, and so I just got to take over from there, pretty much just putting a lot of pressure and just negates and all that. He didn't really get to drop a not even, he didn't even get to a 6 drop on board. And yeah, so it went, how do I put this? So he, outside from that, yeah, he didn't get a 6 drop, and so just with Vegeta and leader, I just put the pressures, the negates, and it was over.
Gotcha. And for the rest of your matchups?
Then round 3, so I played a mirror match actually. This guy, I believe he got top 16 as well. He was a really nice guy and all that. He on that match, so I had a more aggressive version. So since I had double striker Vegetas, I had Gogeta Unisons, and so he had a version which was went more towards more late game. I think he even played Fu. But yeah, so on that, so we both got our baby Unison on board, and it was really grindy because we would be getting our Obunis on the board, but we would just get Trunks on the tokens.
Right.
And so yeah, I honestly think I could have won that game. It was a tie at the end, but the problem was that I was too focused on the Unison. So that's just for the future. Killing the baby Unison is really hard, and yes. that game eventually went to time. I think he honestly, if it didn't go to time, I think he might have won. I had some combo power when time was called, but I don't know. Then so we had a tie, and then for round 4, I played against Gohan Reboot. For that match, so it felt really one-sided, to be honest, because my deck, I don't know if you've seen it, but I play a lot of negates.
Yep.
So I dropped a Goku hit on him on turn 2, and when his leader swung to go from 4 lives to 3, so I just blocked that, and it just makes it really awkward for him.
Yep.
From there, so his leader never got to actually put in an attack where he could use the feet, since I just either negated them or blocked them. So. And then just like that, so that match, I pretty much, once I got to turn 3, so I dropped my Gogeta Unison and leader, and that just put so much pressure on him, and he couldn't really do much. And then so the other round was Samasu, Samasu leader, and on that one, so Samasu is considered a very aggressive mono blue leader, but the thing here is that I also played that Gogeta Unison, and so it really does put the pressure on him. I actually think he killed like 2 of them, and I just kept dropping them on board, and it was so much pressure compared to, like, he dropped his Thano turn 2, and that really doesn't do anything. Yeah. So then when I dropped my Gogeta, I swing when he actually tried to use his double strike his leader dual attack, but I believe on that game I dropped my my secret rare, the new blue secret rare, very early, and I honestly got tempo, and eventually like I was able to just put so much pressure on him. And then for the last round, on round 6, so I played against Sen Shenron. On that match, so that's actually one of the matches which I'm most scared of, which is one of the reasons why I go for a more aggressive route on Soul Striker. Because honestly, if I go like very late on against that or Invoker or those type of decks, so I know that I'm really gonna be in a tough spot. So, but yeah, same thing. I was able to drop Gogeta Unison and early Goku hit, and then put in lots of pressure, get him down to 3 very early. Then when I actually got to turn 5, so I was expecting to find him, but so what I did on that turn was that I actually swung with leader with all my energy open, and so I got to when he nimbused me, so I used the monkey by paying 5.
Right.
So I could just still untap my 2 energies and then put a lot of pressure with what I already had on board, and that just finished the game pretty much.
Very cool. I appreciate the in-depth matchup spread there. So we will get into the deck list. So you talked a lot about this SS3 Gogeta Unison in that whole tournament report there. So why 4 Gogeta and only 2 Baby? Because most decks had this like has this flip-flopped, right? Most of the decks are playing 4 Baby and 2 Gogeta. So why did you go the other way around?
Well, to be honest, first off, the reason is I actually didn't have the babies on hand. I borrowed them from my local prior training, but moving forward on the tournament, I actually didn't feel too bad about them since they do put in a lot of pressure. The dual attack, I think it's very underestimated on them. The 2020 on turn 3 going into, if you already have a Goku head, so it can go like to 6 attacks. As early as turn 3, it's really strong. And then he's not terribly hard to get rid of, like not a baby, but he's a 20, so they have to combo.
Right.
To get rid of him. It can really make stuff awkward for them if they want to swing on my leader, because he has his that Deadly Defender effect. And the removal is actually can come up clutching in some matchups. Like let's say that I'm playing against Gogeta, Red Gogeta, so I can get rid of those pretty easily. I can get rid of Sen Shenron, although yeah, that can be awkward sometimes. And I can get rid of tokens, Gotenks or boonies, or can get rid of a lot of stuff.
That seems good though. It's nice because like a lot of people, the Baby Unison is actually very expensive right now, so it's actually pretty nice that people don't necessarily need 4 copies of it in order to be relatively successful. So I think that's definitely a nice thing there for sure. And then you played 4 Obuni, 3 Path to Infinite, and then 1 UI Sign Goku. So Obuni was a card that a lot of the successful blue decks, they cut it down a little bit. Some played 3 copies, some played 2 copies. So how did Obuni do for you?
Yeah, he doesn't feel like as strong as he used to, but I think there's like a lot of ways to use them. Like it is like he can just get the tokens. They can get they could get Trunks from blue. They could get what does that negate that the counter attack that green uses?
Dormant potential, yep.
Right, dormant potential, and there's a lot of ways to get rid of them. Like for example, if you're playing against green, you can just drop him after they dormant you, and you still have like 15 combo power extra there. So that's, I don't know. I feel like there's a few ways. Also, you can loop him with Path to Infinite, and that can also be very relevant. Like even if the tokens die, so you just loop him out, and then just they need to have another dormant potential. I did not play against green, but that would come up that way. Also, the fact that he has deflect, so I like him much better than the I forgot the double strike barrier guy that a lot of people are running.
Murichim, yep.
Yeah, so he gets hit with pretty much every other counterplay, so that really makes him awkward in some situations. Obuni like just having deflect, so it makes sure that I actually didn't just waste my 4 energy.
Gotcha. And then the 3 Path to Infinite to recycle it does seem quite good. But then the 1 UI Sign Goku, so kind of like almost treating it like a secret rare. How often did you actually play this guy at 1 copy?
So I actually had about 2 chances to play him, but I opted not to. One time I was against my blue opponent, but I don't remember the exact details, but I just decided not to drop him. Oh, right. They had an Abuni on board, and they had some stuff that I didn't want them to get back to him.
Okay.
So I didn't play him, but honestly, people are just so scared. It really makes your opponent sequence differently. Like oftentimes, I just charge it early, and people are just scared to deal with this card.
So would you
Since
keep it?
oftentimes,
Would you keep it in the deck in the future though? Just curious.
I'm not sure. I think I would probably keep it on my 65 somewhere.
Gotcha. Maybe
Maybe
throw it in the side deck.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so going along, 4 Zamasu, 4 Goku hit. Goku hit, like you've been talking about a lot, is an absolutely incredible card. And then you play Vegeta, Savior of the Future, so this is another reason why your build is a little bit more aggressive. So was this more so for like attacking leaders? Because obviously last format people played these cards to attack unisons, but would you say that you just use this to be more aggressive at your opponent's leader?
Yeah, I can deal with both unisons and the leader. The thing is, like, I try to abuse my energies as much as possible. Like, this deck has the possibility of using, like, by turn 3, let's say, so you have an energy turn 1, turn 2, that's 3 energies, then on turn 3 you have 3 more energies, so that's 6, and then you untap 2 with leader. If you, like, beam up or something, so you can kind of sneak up a lot of pressure with just 1 energy, and this guy is one way to do it. Something really cool that you can do also, the Goku hits, they can be looped in with the Path to Infinite, so that's their main purpose, really. And then you can drop 2 Goku hits, so it's really like so much pressure that is unexpected, and it really hurts opponents. Like I've had so many attacks, so many crazy turns, where it just, let's see, Gogeta's live, and then I drop on a Booney, and then I untap, I play 1 Vegeta, I play Goku hit, I loop him, and it's you just get to use double your opponent's energies by turn 3 or turn 4.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the main appeals to Soul Striker, is that you just get to play with more energy than your opponent, which obviously feels very, very good. So we have 4 Sand Instincts, 1 Secret Identity, and 3 Baby Golden Avengers. So pretty standard here. Would you say that you absolutely needed 4 Sand Instincts, or was 4 maybe a little too much, or was it perfect?
I feel like this is probably the best deck that can abuse it. As obviously you do on top 2, so you get him to for free essentially on some matchups.
Right.
Sometimes you really need that mana sink, especially as you're playing against Zamasu super combo and you don't want to waste your leader. Or against Singe General, in which basically you have to guess if he has Zamasu, if he has Flying Nimbus, if he has all these cards. So it's a way in which you make sure that you don't waste your leader and you sink those energies in.
Very cool. Makes a lot of sense to me then. All right, then for the negates, 4 Dimension Magic, 2 Heroic Prospect, and 1 All Too Easy. So All Too Easy, I like it in the main deck a lot, especially for best of 1, because you want to be prepared for Invoker. But only 2 Heroic Prospect. Did you ever wish you had more copies of this? Because I think this card's an MVP right now.
Yeah, it is really good. The only thing is, against aggressive matchups, he's very awkward, since you can't negate on those first two turns, because you don't really have any unison that you need to play those turn 3. But sometimes I think he's good. I might play 3. I don't know if I go to 4.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think 3 is a pretty good number too. I think 4. I think you could probably play the 4th like in the side deck, but of course, this is best of 1, so we have to work with what we have. So 1 Max Power, 1 Baby Hatch, and 4 Sense Bean. The secret rare, obviously very broken, very powerful.
Yeah.
1 Max Power. I think this card's incredible as well. Did you ever wish you had more copies in the main deck?
Yeah. That's tough to say. Like, I have so many ways to negate. It did come up with the warp effect. Did come up a few times.
Right. That's more so what I was asking about, like for the removal aspect.
Yeah, it is one of the main ways in which blue can get rid of stuff. So I'd consider it maybe. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm honestly not sure. I haven't given it much thought after the tournament on it, but yeah, I could see myself playing too.
All right, very cool. So that's the whole main deck. Anything you would change about it in a major way, or you're pretty happy with how it is?
Yeah. Well, if for best of 1 tournaments, like, I don't think I would mess much with it. I played my text, which was mostly for stuff that I'm scared of. Invoker, Celcino, stuff like that is mostly what worries me. The last 2 online tourneys that I played, I got destroyed by Invoker. It was Justin Rios, and then what was his name? Espria. So that wasn't fun. I really disliked that matchup.
Right.
And then yeah, I wouldn't. I think I'm happy for the most on here. But if side deck was included, then yeah, I think I would change up a few things definitely.
Gotcha. Very cool. Anyone you want to shout out at the end of this video?
Yeah, so I want to shout out for the Puerto Rico community mostly. I'm from Puerto Rico myself. And I think we have a lot of really amazing players. They've gone over to the States and just played a lot, and they have topped some tournaments in the past. The community has gotten a little bit weaker lately, but I think we have some really amazing players. So thanks to them, I'm able to get much better in this game. And yeah, it's just fun.
Awesome, man. I hope you guys keep going strong. Obviously, with COVID, it's a little bit tough, but I hope you keep going strong. And thank you so much for being on. We'll see you next time.
All right, then. Thanks.